what's Awake Strong slogan?
Slogan is the bridging gap between fitness and health.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? We're here at ACT Academy, right? So we're utilizing Kathy's studio, so thank you, Kathy. All the Primal members, and even if you're not a Primal member, my name is TK. Everyone thinks I'm the owner of Primal, but it's actually this guy, Lee. And we're here today because we're going to discuss what functional medicine is and what functional health is, and we're here with my man Says from Awake
Strong.
That's right.
What's up, guys? My name is Cesare. Everyone calls me Tess here. I'm here with Awake Strong Health Coaching Program. I'm the owner, and today we'll talk about what functional medicine is and why you need it in your life. And stick around because there'll be this awesome offer that we prepared, especially for Primal's clients.
Why is the word functional in functional medicine? Why is it functional?
Because it's about function, you know, it's not about like anything else. It's about what functional steps you can take, right? It's like functional training is supposed to be serving you,
Yeah.
right?
But isn't just going to the doctor and taking medicine, isn't that functional?
No, because you're going to the doctors when you're sick.
Yeah.
You're
We're here to prevent, and we're here to be proactive
So
in our health.
shouldn't it be called preventable medicine instead of functional medicine?
I mean, it is actually preventative as well. Right?
Yeah.
So it could be called like this, but it's also based on what functions in your body can we support through, for example, different blood markers, right?
Yeah.
And you look at it, what does it mean? How we can influence that? On what level? Nutrition, lifestyle, all those things functionally then show in your blood work.
And that's how you awake
Oh, strong.
strong.
They should call it blood panel medicine.
No, that's boring, dude. We're gonna do functional.
Because it's not only about the blood, right? There's so much more. You learn about health, it's such a huge topic that it just never ends. And it's sad, like, you have to really look at it holistically at all the different levels and so on. So it's a huge, huge pursuit.
So you got into it. My understanding is you got hurt, you injured yourself.
Ah, okay.
Wait,
So-
you did. I recall back to the jiu-jitsu,
Right.
and then you hurt yourself, and then you got into coaching.
So actually it was a little bit more complicated. It wasn't that easy. I didn't hurt myself, but I started to experience some symptoms that prevented me from training jiu-jitsu. And no, I was coaching and doing jiu-jitsu at the same time.
Ah.
But anyway, at some point I had to stop training jiu-jitsu because I had this chronic bursitis in my knee. So it was like an inflammation of a bursa and the patella. It's like a sac of fluid on top of your patella that is basically helping your joint to move freely and slide and glide and be smooth.
What's a patella?
Well, it's a part of your knee.
Oh, so the thing that moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are like in different joints, there's like multiple bursa
Yeah.
sacs with all over the place. You can have an inflammation of that. And if it's chronic, well, it's pain in the knee. It prevents you from, for example, kneeling, you know. And in jiu-jitsu, you imagine doing jiu-jitsu without ability to kneel. I mean, it sucks.
That's
yeah.
gonna be tough, man.
So yeah, and I was trying to, work around it, this and that, but finally I had to stop. And it was quite a difficult process for me. I was really committed, so it was the whole, shift for me to stop training jiu-jitsu. But also it wasn't easy to figure out why I had it. And so there was no injury, no any particular event. So I really had to zoom out and understand my health holistically,
Yeah.
And it went together with some other aspects. I moved from Vietnam, from Asia back to Europe. I started to experience all sorts of different symptoms when it comes to my digestion, I don't want to know the details, but it was hard, it was tough to figure it out.
Yeah.
I went to all the conventional doctors, the mainstream doctors in many different countries. Actually, I was traveling in Europe. So I was in Malta, I was in Portugal, I was in Poland. I went to different doctors to figure it out. And according to conventional medicine, I was fine. The results were good enough. It was normal, nothing was happening. They couldn't help me because I wasn't sick. But I felt really bad, I had symptoms and I couldn't train. And so I wasn't sick, but I wasn't functioning well.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning this a couple years back, this topic that I started to spend more time looking into functional medicine. So, and then that's when you and I started looking into Gary Brecka, just learning about him, and people like Andrew Huberman. And that's when I discovered this word called functional medicine.
Right.
So,
Actually,
yeah, can you, I think a lot of people who watch this probably have no idea what functional medicine is. I don't think we really know.
I still don't know.
We kind of know. All we know that it's something to do with preventative, to prevent disease or prevent health problems. So, and that's, maybe you can discuss that a bit more to share to everyone.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm not a doctor. I didn't study medicine, really, and I'm not like a medical practitioner, right?
Yeah.
But we often go to the doctors when we're sick, right? When something is wrong. You don't go to doctors usually just like that when everything is fine. And this is the major difference when it comes to approach. That in functional medicine we're focusing on cultivating health and what can we do to function better. What is actually like the practical outcome of how we can take care of our health, right? So it's quite different because we're not sick at the first place. Or even if we have some sort of a condition, maybe we can still support with functional medicine, sure. But we can also just like look at the different aspects of our health and see how we can improve it before we have a problem, right? So you don't have to be a doctor to be a practitioner, you just have to learn all the basics. I started with actually learning about Chinese medicine and traditional medicines approach. I studied herbalism for three years. I started before COVID even, and then COVID happened, so it even amplified all my interest in health and ability to help others and so on.
What's herbalism?
Herbalism, well, it's using herbs as medicine to support your health.
Okay, and that's Chinese medicine.
I mean, there are many traditions. There's Western herbalism, there's Chinese herbalism, and so on. I studied Chinese herbalism and some aspects of Western herbalism.
Okay.
But all this is a very traditional approach, and I think it's brilliant. I mean, it's thousands of years of tradition of trying to figure out health. But we live in the 21st century, and I see and I recognize the benefits of that, right? So modern science is great. It gives us such a advantage. And then Chinese medicine, on the other hand, has aspects that modern science forgets about, like looking holistically at all the different levels of the life of a person to improve the health. So altogether, functional medicine for me is where those two worlds meet, the modern science and the traditional approach, the holistic view of health, but at the same time with modern science, with blood work, with modern labs and doing all the using science for our advantage. And I see like functional medicine connects those two worlds together, and this is what I'm passionate about at the moment.
So, explain again, why would I care about functional medicine again?
You would care, okay, if you want to improve your health and you not necessarily have a health emergency or some sort of an issue, you have to look at your life holistically on all the different levels. At the same time, we live in the 21st century and you want to apply the modern research, the newest supplements potentially, or just the newest knowledge about health. This is where functional medicine comes in. You connect the two, you look holistically at your life, you look at your nutrition, you look at your training, you look at your relationships, you look at your mindset, you look at all of it together and try to figure out how you can support your health. What is the tendency that, for example, your blood work is showing? Where is this going? Right? So everyone's experience, and something that we often talk about in functional medicine's world, is that when you go to the doctors, you usually get the blood work and it's normal and it's fine.
Yeah,
Unless
keep it so general, right? It's just like a very general framework where you dig deeper, right?
That's the thing. And also, unless it's not fine, you go to the doctors and then you have a problem.
Yeah.
But what if it's somewhere in between, right? It's okay, it's normal, but you don't feel optimal. Maybe something is wrong and you want to make it better. This is what functional medicine helps with.
So you don't want to wait until there's like something that's really wrong, and then instead of at that point it's kind of too late, right? So the goal for functional medicine would be to help us take more of a proactive, preventative approach. Would that be fair to say?
That is totally fair to say. Yeah, this is the game. You don't want to wait until it's too late.
Yes.
Yeah, so you and I,
Yep.
so a reason why we're here is to share with everyone that we've actually gone through Citizen Service,
Yep.
right? We didn't really know what it was. We kind of knew what functional medicine is preventative. I think you and I would be considered fairly healthy, right? So why did we do it again? We just wanted to try it.
No, I mean, for me, it was like, okay, I was going to Primal, I'm in classes every day and everything, and I felt great. But it's like, okay, now we're here at this certain level, we're working out, 4 to 5 days a week, and say, okay, how can we even optimize or even take our health to the next level? So not just like the external things as far as like, being on the strength floor or doing things in combat with jiu-jitsu or just doing yoga on the movement floor, but it's like, I wanted to kind of dig deeper and see, I've been known to go out and have a few drinks. So I wanted to make sure like, hey, everything internally is good, and kind of just be more proactive about, are there certain things that maybe some of the blood work is gonna like say, hey, you know what, if you follow this trend, you might have certain issues. So for me, it was like, you know what, let's try this so we can see, so that we can kind of optimize our health and just be, TK and Lee 10.0, dude.
Yeah, I remember us talking, because we do have a social life. We go out, at night, we drink.
Small social life.
We like to have some alcohol.
This guy's the guy that says that he drinks almost every day.
It was always part of our lifestyle, right?
Yes.
So we wanted to do this with Cez to find out if there's something we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so when I started my whole health journey, right, I was already living quite a so-called
healthy life.
Right? I mean, I was a full-time coach, so I had to be fit. I looked super fit. I was eating pretty well.
Yeah.
And like if you look from outside, it looked really good. But then it wasn't enough for me, right? So even if you train, you have to dig deeper. You have to check what is your nutrition. But if you check how is your training, how is your nutrition, it's still not enough. There's still other lifestyle that can have massive influence. I mean, everything is for people, and you can enjoy your life, sure, but it's you better know if it's okay to do it or if it's not. It's not for everyone always, all the time. Sometimes you have to take a step back and let your body rest. And if everything is fine, you can detox, for example, all the toxins that you like to ingest, and there's no problem. If your body can catch up and recover from it, everything is fine. But what if it's not? What if it's the symptoms are already there? You just not maybe focus on that. Maybe you focus on something else and you don't feel it. What if your blood work is already showing something and you keep like hammering whatever it is? Right? So that's when you need this another layer, like deeper understanding of your health. And for me, that's what functional medicine allowed me to do, to understand other levels.
Yeah, so that's what I think sold me on you when you started talking about blood work, and I didn't know what that meant.
Right, so blood work is so cool because it's an objective data that you get. And there's no discussion about it. I mean, there is a number, it shows something. It's like a snapshot of your health. You take a photo, you see what it was at that time, at that day, and you can refer to that. So we have this objective data from your blood work, and I cross-reference it, cross-check it with subjective data from you. So I give you this questionnaire, and we talk about your health. We try to understand the internal environment and the external environment of your life, right? So it could be all sorts of different things. Your nutrition, your lifestyle supplements, maybe some medication, maybe previous condition, the background, and your future aspirations. I mean, it all really matters because your lifestyle influences your health. So we cross-check those two things. Objective data from the blood work, subjective data from you, and we try to come up with a plan. How to support your health best.
Yeah, and then for me, I don't know for you, but for me, I told Cez that, with my lifestyle, with the kids,
Got 2 kids.
I get tired. My day would be different. I get tired. After having I think the past maybe 4 or 5 years, my daily energy, my ability to think sharp started to decrease. I would get tired a lot faster. So that was one thing I shared to you. If there's a way, even though I train a lot, I just felt that my energy level was not the same when I'm in front of the desk, when I'm working.
Yeah.
I felt slow,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
All day or just certain
It would
parts
be
of the
every day. Oh no, not the whole day. Like I wanted to get that extra boost.
Yeah.
And figure out, hey, is there a way where I can extend my energy
Yeah.
so that I can perform better in front of in the work environment, not training related. Part of the reason I do physical fitness is to help myself perform better in the workplace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I find that it does, 100% does. My brain is a lot clearer. But now, as I get older, I'm trying to find just an extra whatever I can do to
Get that edge. Get that like.
get an edge. You know, there's a saying, I don't know who said this, is that your brain is you're the most sharpest between 9 to 11. Like you can, which is when you should put most of your energy in strategic thinking for your business during that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything beyond that time, your brain is just not. It's just not as sharp. I don't know. I forget someone said this. If you guys know, please write it in the comments.
Yeah.
But so that's what I want to talk to you. And then I asked Says, hey Says, what can we do? Can we try to find something out? And then you said blood, and that's where I got interested. And then you said data. I like data. I'm very data driven. And when you shared about the blood panels, that caught me. So can you talk more about what a blood panel is or what blood work is? Because I think a lot of people may not know what that even is. I know I didn't know what it was until you mentioned it.
I mean, usually the first contact with that is you're going to the doctors, and the first thing doctors want to do when they check your health is the blood test.
Yeah.
Always. You don't even think about it. Often, you don't even take it, we take it for granted. We just go give the blood and we continue the journey, right?
Yeah.
But this is the initial step. And it's so important, and it's so often an initial step because it gives you this objective data. And then you check different metrics, right? Different blood markers that tell you different story about different levels of your health. So it could be your blood glucose, your glucose management in general. It could be some stress markers. It could be your lipid markers connected to cholesterol and so on, related later on to things like cardiovascular health, right? It could be your liver function, it could be your kidney function, all those different elements of your health.
What's a blood marker for people, so that people know what that is?
Right, blood marker. Well, it's an interesting question to zoom out. Well, it's a value of certain, often compound or a substance in your body, or a sum of them together. Yeah. Sometimes they are literally in your blood serum, so they check it in your blood. Sometimes it's calculated based on other aspects of your blood, and it tells something about certain systems of your body. Don't quote me on this particular definition. I will have to check it. Sometimes this zooming out to those general ideas is actually very insightful. But yeah, you have to check what's inside your blood. There is a story in your blood that tells about your life, about your previous choices. If you had a coffee before, well, it will be. You could check the caffeine content in you, right? I mean, we can figure out what sort of choices you've done, that you've made, that brought you today to this moment.
Is blood marker the same as biomarker? Because I see this term biomarker.
It could be. It's often used
Interchangeably.
Yeah, but maybe there's also other things like biofeedback. Could be some symptom in your body, right? It could be considered a biofeedback. It's not blood marker. Blood marker requires drawing your blood and checking it, right?
Yeah.
But for example, losing your hair is your body giving you feedback, and it's a symptom, and it could be a biofeedback from your body that tell the story again. Yeah.
Were you looking at me when you said losing my hair? Because I'm having hair, dude?
Nah.
I'm okay.
So why did you have any particular thing that you wanted to find out?
Hey, can I before that,
Yes.
I come back to this energy?
Yeah.
Still,
Oh,
because
right.
we didn't
We're
talk
still
about
on me.
it. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to mention that, right?
Yeah.
Because energy is such a topic for everyone. We all
Yes.
want
More
more
energy.
energy, right? And it's,
Energy and like a clear mind. I think just to go a bit deeper into that, I feel when I say the word energy, I also, part of that means also having my brain more clear. I think that's part of energy because usually during the afternoon, again, I don't think as sharp. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's energy or brain fog or whatever word you use.
it could be, right? I mean, it's all connected. Then you start realizing how everything is interconnected in your
Yeah.
body. Your energy with your brain fog or not, or what you're doing, right? How you're eating, what you demand from your body on a daily basis. Right? And you said about this whatever guy saying that in the morning you have more energy, right? So for
Yes.
example, this aligns with modern science, right? With circadian rhythm, and you wake up, you have maybe high cortisol, maybe you have a lot of stress hormones that are keeping you awake and wake you up from this deep sleep at night, right? And you start performing. We all have probably experienced that in the morning we have more energy, right? And this, for example, really goes together with what Chinese medicine was saying like thousands of years ago about like qi energy that is highest in the morning, right? You start seeing those patterns and how those worlds meet and how you experience it in your modern life and all the demands.
What did they say about chi energy?
That in the morning, the chi energy will be the highest, right? When you wake up, of course, the chi will be the strongest. And then throughout the day, it will be going a little bit
And
lower.
what's chi again?
Oh, that's a big topic.
That's a big topic?
Yeah,
I don't know what
it's-
chi is.
right.
So it's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, Chinese medicine is a kind of a different lens of looking at the same thing about like the sum of different processes in our body. So some people say there is an actual chi energy that is in our body, and some people say it's just the sum of different processes that they perceive as this chi.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one judging it and saying how the things are here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know exactly. You would have to study it for probably a lifetime to really understand it. But what's important for us is what is to have energy, right?
Yep.
So we want to support that, and we can support it through many different things. For you, as far as I remember, and if I can disclose that, I think there's no biggie.
Go for it.
It was like simply you had your nutrition. Maybe you had certain deficiencies that were kind of easy to fix. Like for example, B vitamins in general. They are responsible literally for energy production in your body. And so if you don't have enough B vitamins, you will simply have less energy. If you start supplementing B vitamins, you will probably improve right away.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Another thing is circadian rhythm in general, the regulation of your lifestyle and so on. You mentioned to me that you're going to sleep earlier now, waking up earlier, and somehow it works a little bit better altogether.
Yes.
I mean, we could speculate what's first here, what's the egg or the
Chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but what matters is that you feel better, you have more energy
Yes.
because you started to focus on those different aspects of your health.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for different people, it's a very personalized approach. We look at the blood work, and then we try to figure out what it means for you. So for example, a person can be fighting some chronic infection and always losing energy for fighting this infection. Until you figure out this infection, you will not be able to create the surplus that you're looking for. On the other hand, someone else can be overtraining, always, constantly, and having some sort of a compensation in their life. They have to really overtrain, and this will never stop either if you don't address it. Right? Sometimes it can be different nutrients deficiencies, as we mentioned. It can be quite simple, and sometimes it's a very complicated process to reveal what's happening there, and to really get to know a person, and the person to get to know themselves through this process. It's actually, I mean, that's why I'm so passionate about it. It's interesting, like a detective, and you collaborate with a person, and you basically try just to figure out what's happening.
It's like the blood work is a story, and you're piecing the story together. Why does this person feel this way? And it's just like all these evidence that you're looking for.
And at the same time, we're not actually, first I'm not curing anything, right? So I'm supporting the whole health and the journey in the life and so on. But we also have to think we're not trying to fix the numbers.
Yeah.
We're actually relate to a person and to a life, you know. And it's so cool because those are numbers, but later on it means a person living a better life and feeling better, performing better, showing up better for themselves, for their family, at work, you know, all those different things. So it translates into a real story of hopefully improved and better life. Yeah, so it's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why I got into it. I turned 40 2 years ago. So, I wanted to make some lifestyle changes and just kind of improve my health overall. I mean, I felt pretty good overall, but, it was like, I was taking the multivitamin because I heard you're supposed to. Oh, you should take vitamin C, you should have, this, that. But it's like there's so many vitamins out there, so many supplements. So from what I heard and after our initial discussion, it's like certain people, obviously, depending on your blood work and everything, you can see what people are actually deficient in. So maybe like Lee, maybe he was deficient in B, right? So that's energy, right?
And so let me just say that what's important is not only the substance that you're taking, but the environment you put the substance in, right? So we really understand when it comes to medicines in general. So for example, you have a low blood pressure, you can increase your blood pressure with some medication. What happens if you have high blood pressure and you increase it with medication? Well, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
It's too high. It's the same with supplements. One supplement doesn't mean that it's a great supplement. Sure, it's great, but maybe for this person and for the other person will not be so good. So you have to check the environment, the internal landscape. And on top of that, you can support it. You can make an informed decision. You don't waste your money. Oftentimes you just create a very expensive
I was just buying vitamins because I thought this is what I'm supposed to be taking because these are the supplements that I see everybody else, these are the hottest trends or whatever.
Then often your body has to just process it and pee it out, and that's what you get. Your expensive pee, and colorful sometimes and so on.
Yeah.
But you don't actually address what's still a potential issue.
I think what on that is, we were talking earlier how you hear all this stuff about supplements. There's like supplement A, B, C, D, omega, plus minus,
fish oil,
fish oil. What else is there? Multivitamin, complex that, complex this.
Yeah.
So there's just so much shit out there.
Yeah.
And then even when you're on your Instagram, you have people talking about, oh, you gotta take this because it does this. You gotta take that because it does that. You take this because
it's
that.
a business, right? Like anything else. It's a huge industry.
So for me, it's like, oh, fuck that. It's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think where someone like you, again, what made me convinced to work with you is that you were able to tell me exactly what I need to take, backed and driven through the data of the blood work that you would read and consult me with. So,
Yeah, so I mean, I instead of having 6 to 10 different supplements, but now it's okay, I have a few that focus that I know that I need from the blood work. So, I mean, I feel amazing now. It's been since,
I've been doing it, following his supplements plan for 3 months. So what I did, he told me everything I need to buy. So I basically bought up all that stuff and told me to buy it. It ended up, for 3 months supply, it was about $500 for everything. And then I bought those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday containers. Morning and evening.
Make it easy.
Because I had to do it every morning and then every evening. That's what you told me. So then, so there's be all the 6 different pills in each one. So every morning I just throw it all in my mouth, down. I didn't know what it was. I didn't read it. No, I do know what it was. I read it, but it's so much information. I can't follow it all. But at least I have him to kind of.
I mean, that's the point, right?
Yeah. So then, and then it's just so much simpler. I don't have to think. I just pop all the pills, move on with my day. Night, pop all the pills, move on with my day.
Pop all the supplements.
Supplements.
Supplements. Let's use the word supplements.
It's supplements. It's not medicine. It's not medication, right? So that's why I'm always like this pills word is not always working so well, but it's supplements. And to be fair, modern day nutrition, lifestyle, and so on is often just not enough to support all those needs that we put upon ourselves. Right? And the supplements help with that.
Yeah.
And I'm far from saying the supplements will sort all the issues. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many other aspects of your life. I mean, sometimes the little decisions you don't even think about, or maybe learning through the process of uncovering all those things and our discussions and all this, maybe you start looking at things a little bit differently, start doing something else, and yeah, you take supplements as well. And maybe because you take supplements, you will not be doing something else because you're like, I'm trying to make a difference
Yeah.
daily with the supplements, and then maybe I don't eat like some crappy junk food, whatever, or
Yeah.
something like that, right? So it's the whole thing, I think,
Yeah.
that works. And supplements are often necessary, they help, and they're useful, but it's not like a
It's not a for sure
magic solution for
Yeah.
everyone, right?
Yeah.
Just want to put it out there.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
important. But yeah, I take some supplements, some certain things like magnesium, B vitamins. There are certain things that we all need and we're not so special. I mean, the special, unique snowflakes, sure, right? But we have physiology that we have to follow, and we all live in the similar environment, more or less. I mean, what the nutrition that is available in Vietnam, Saigon, maybe Tao Dien or something like that, it's all like kind of similar, and often you would see very similar things. Like for example, vitamin D deficiency. It's everywhere. Like, most of people that I work with have it, and even myself when I started, I have it. And it's because we live in Saigon, it's very hot here. Like imagine staying in the sun every day. I mean, not everyone can do it, really.
And the sun is just intense out here. I don't know, it's
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit
what
different.
I mean. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
intense. People avoid it, yeah? And then we end up going from one room to another for the car maybe and
Yeah.
so on. And you have deficiency. And then maybe some supplementation of that can help you initially, but you also have to understand that you need this sun. You have to make some sort of a commitment and start going to, I don't know, swimming pool every day.
That's why I run with my shirt off.
That's another
Because
option.
it says-
I run with my shirt off for a different reason.
The sense told me that I need more vitamin D.
You do, yeah, we
then-
all need.
So then I just take off my shirt.
Yeah, I go to the swimming pool every day, 15 minutes minimum to half an hour, just to get the sun. Yeah,
Sun.
because we evolved needing it. Yeah, and
Especially here in Vietnam, man, they are like covered up fully. Like nobody wants to see any sun.
Yeah.
But you know.
And there are consequences of that. Yeah? So vitamin D it influences our hormones a lot. Yeah? And people come to me with hormones, maybe imbalances and all those big goals, and things like hormonal health. It's such a trendy thing, and people want to focus on high testosterone and so on. But the thing is, to really get that, you have to take care of the basics, of those basic nutrients deficiencies, like vitamin C, of getting some sun, training regularly. Like it's so important. You guys are actually an example of a very healthy individuals, yeah? And of course it's because you're training, you're in this fitness industry area, space in general.
Yeah.
Training is a no-brainer. I mean, I don't have troubles pushing you guys to the gym. You go to the gym, it's a part of your life.
Yeah.
And you take care of your nutrition to some degree for sure. You know what is healthy, what is not so healthy.
We did have McDonald's before we got here today.
We got
Okay.
a Big Mac
Big
meal.
Yeah.
Nuggets.
Okay.
Every once in a
well,
while.
I think it's a part of healthy lifestyle to have some freedom. Yeah. From
Yeah,
time
yeah,
to
yeah.
time.
She
You
did,
don't-
she
You
did.
don't want to be like obsessing about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have McDonald's, try eating only McDonald's. Probably not the best long term, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, altogether you have a healthy lifestyle and you try to find this another level of it. Yeah?
Right.
Some other people may have to develop all those practices from the very beginning, like starting to train, starting to go outside and get some sun, starting to take care of the nutrients and deficiencies and healthy nutrition in general. And then even understanding that the relationships that they surround themselves with, they influence their health.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are many different levels to that. For different people it means something else, and this is where I come in and I try to support on any of those levels. Yeah. For different people it means something else.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this before we were gonna record this, but I was asking you about, because you and I are guys, I wonder how women, how this is beneficial to women, because at Primal we have about 65-70% of our members are women.
Sure.
So they may think, oh, why do I need this? Or why should I care?
Yeah.
So, is
I
there
mean-
anything to share if it, related to women?
Of course, of course. I mean, taking care of your health is a universal thing, for
Yeah.
men and women. And of course, there are certain aspects that are very, dependent on that. So you want to maybe focus on different aspects when it comes to your hormones and so on. The basics are similar. There is the whole thing about the menstrual cycle and this part of female's health that you would have to address differently. We have a different rhythms. Our rhythm is daily, their rhythm is monthly. Yeah, and it's a very important aspect to realize, especially when it comes to training as well. So some women are not so connected to that and they don't know how menstrual cycle would influence their performance, their body composition. And then maybe it comes with a certain level of frustration that they don't understand. It's just the time of the cycle that maybe makes them less eager to go and work out super hard. So you have to start understanding, tune in, realize that you may have some more water retention in this time of the month, and in the other time of the month you will feel better about how you look and so on, which is completely natural. But if you know about it, then you understand it and you can refer to that somehow. And if you don't know and you're just confused and it comes with frustration, then it's not great, right? So yeah, and then there are other aspects that influence that, like if you look at health in general, you start seeing some patterns. Gut health, thyroid, maybe metabolism in general, maybe how body composition pursuits influence our health. So a lot of athletes and women really focus on pushing their performance. They would negatively influence their hormonal health and maybe menstruation and so on. So all those things are, those are aspects.
So what can functional medicine do to help?
Well, firstly, functional medicine is the big name for all that, right? But there comes the part of coaching and talking about it with someone that is obsessed with that. So I learned about it daily, and I spent hours and hours to improve and to learn more and more and understand this wide, huge topic, right? So by talking about your own individual, personal situation, right, you start understanding different aspects. So this is the main thing. You start connecting the dots. You've heard about this and that on the internet. You've seen this reel, you watch this post or whatever, but it's all scattered knowledge, right? So we try to bring it together and to understand the deep principles behind it, and based on the principles take informed steps, like actionable steps that you can do to functionally help in some aspect. So again, it depends what it means particularly for a person, but it could be as simple as eating a little bit more carbohydrates when you're super stressed out, because sometimes stressing yourself through nutrition will be an additional, it will just add to your stress altogether. Sometimes realizing that when you're stressed, pushing a super hard workout may be not the best, and you better go up to the movement floor and get a little bit some gentle stretching and healing and a little bit of a different approach, because your body needs it. So you tune in, you start learning to listen to your body. Yeah, and then you do it through the subjective experience of living your life and being in your body, but also through blood work. Yeah, sometimes the blood work will just show, well, dude, your liver is crying for help. I'm not saying it's not about you guys. No,
My liver is fine.
Actually, it's fine. Yeah.
My blood report said I had a healthy.
We might need to get a.
But if, let's say, hypothetically, you have a person, their liver is asking for help, and they just don't know about it. They don't realize, and then they have to make a better decision based on that. Yeah. So yeah, it applies to men, women, to everyone.
Yeah, it's a universal thing.
It is.
What did it help you with, DK? Did anything?
I mean, for me, I think one of the things I would love to add on is like working with Cez, looking at the blood work and then being able to sit and talk about my lifestyle and everything, and having a coach and a guide, because of course, like you said, like I'm on social media, I'm looking at reels, I'm looking at just all this fragmented information, so many trends, right? What's the latest diet? What's this and that, right? Is everything.
Right.
Yeah, and even just like me, sometimes chatting with ChatGPT, you're getting this general information, but it's good to sit down with somebody who has the passion, who has the experience and knowledge that you have, to be able to kind of piece everything together.
I mean, it just takes time and
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
and just you look at the patterns again and again,
Yeah.
you start seeing them more clearly. You also see other people,
Mhm.
and we're not so special. You know,
Yeah,
after
yeah.
all, we
Yeah.
all go through similar processes,
Yeah.
and it simply starts making more sense the longer you do it and the longer you focus on that. And
So when I was looking at your blueprint, it was more like, okay, we started with the blood work to kind of get like, kind of an understanding of where I'm at this moment.
Yeah.
And then from that, a lot of the things that you shared with me through your guide and through that blueprint, from sleep to nutrition to supplements, that kind of helped with the overall. And I know we've had like sessions where we sit and we kind of catch up, and it's a little bit more of the mindset as well. You asked a lot of questions about some of the things happening on in my life, because like you said, everything is connected, right? So for me, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. So, working out at Primal has been great, and just having that community, starting my day in a very like positive mindset, and like, doing the BJJ, cold bath and sauna and things like that. And then it's like, okay, cool. Next, it's like I'll do the supplements,
Yeah.
and then, going on with the rest of my day. But all of that coming together in having a very clear-cut plan, because, I don't want to think about it so much, right? And I want to make sense of all the information that's out there, because you can just feel bombarded, and then like you're gonna get like FOMO when you see the next ton of trend come out. But maybe that's not what your body needs. So here, with the plan that you provided me, it's okay, cool, stick to this plan, utilize these supplements, stick to my training, and then I feel great right now. I think we're kind of I feel like we're I know there's other people who might not have the kind of the habits that we have, because we working out is part of our everyday life. It's like a must for me, right?
And it's another thing that sometimes we want to develop those habits, and
Yeah.
we start working out, but we start experience some obstacles, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the answer for that is actually through these other aspects. For example, nutrition deficiencies and so on.
Yeah.
If someone is chronically undernourished, kind of like, often they're like, we are all overfed but undernourished. We don't have
Yeah.
enough nutrients, even though we have a lot of calories, right?
Yeah.
So people would feel exhausted,
Mhm.
and then they come to the gym and they try to kind of get more energy and get healthy and so on, but they're so tired. And so what we do then, right? Often people just give up, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe they try, and then finally something breaks, and I don't know, either it's an injury or they're just exhausted, they fall sick or something like that.
Yeah.
So it all goes together, and to support your performance in the gym, which
Mhm.
is in the long term supposed to support your health,
Mhm.
it's important to look at those other aspects. Same goes when it comes to other practices, like for example, ice baths that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So they're great, but they're great for people that can handle it. What if you really cannot handle it? What if you're always cold, you're frail, maybe
Yeah.
you're white, your skin is like showing deficiency and so on? It's a little bit different than, let's say, you like the big guy, full of energy, and you can feel it and you can
Yeah.
see it, right? And what if a person is a little bit like quiet always, with less
Yeah.
energy, a bit tired all the time?
Mhm.
What happens if they start doing ice baths? Maybe it's not the best, right?
Mhm.
Maybe sauna would be great for that, to actually get a little bit of this young energy, right? And a little bit of warmth in them,
Mhm.
and slowly build it up. And then, so this is the same topic as we talked about supplements.
Mhm.
There is a practice, and it will be great for one person, maybe for another person will not be so great.
Yeah.
If a person is super flexible, extremely flexible, should they train more flexibility? Probably not. Maybe they need to build some strength, right? If a person is super strong, but they cannot move at all, well, maybe they should go and train movement more. Right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
What if you're malnourished? Well, maybe you need more nutrients in you.
Yeah.
What if you are super overfed, and well, maybe you have to put some calories out, train more, adjust your nutrition.
It's not a one size fits all, right? So
It
that's
is.
where working with someone like
It's
yourself.
literally not. And if we're talking about, even in your name, right, Primal Performance Lab, there's like so many aspects to performance.
Yeah.
It's great to have the place to do it all under one roof,
Yeah.
We can learn jiu-jitsu or striking or
Mhm.
strength and follow all the programs and so on. But there's more to performance. It's usually people come for 1 hour of the day to attend the class. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's 4% of the day, right? So it's very little. There's like 90 more percent to address. Your sleep, your nutrition, your lifestyle, and this is what we try to do.
Well, speaking of names, because you mentioned Primal Performance Lab, what is Awake Strong? Like, where did you come up with that name?
Oh man, this is a whole story. Actually, it started with my own health, and I actually had this, as I mentioned, knee pain, but I also had other aspects. I'll skip that today. But I had symptoms mostly in the morning. I would wake up and I would feel not good. I was in pain. And so, waking up in pain is really not a vibe, it sets your day right away. So kind of to counter, to overcome it, I was like, awake strong. You have to feel that you're waking up every day and you're strong and you're ready for whatever. But another aspect of that is, being awakened. Like it requires to wake up to some other levels of your life. So you have to learn more. You have to be more aware and conscious of other aspects that you may be ignoring. So you have to awake to that, to your strength, and then to your health.
Cool. So you fix yourself.
I mean, I fix myself. I help fixing my close people. I mean, I have some really good success stories with.
Can you share some of those? I mean, you don't have to like name names, obviously,
Right.
but like maybe some great success stories.
Do you have like
share?
a case like where maybe they're not healthy?
I mean, sure, man. I have, sometimes people that we consider super healthy, they are actually like really performing a lot and demanding a lot from their bodies. And when you look deeper, there is a lot of things to consider, right? So I have clients that we all know, and not looking far, my girlfriend, right, Danny. We talked about it many times. We shared it online as well, so I'm sure I can share. She's a professional dancer and a dance teacher, and so she used her body in this way so much and demanded so much. Like she's a really great dancer, right? And this is something that we don't often think about dancers as in the same way as about athletes and sport performance kind of style, right? But actually they use their body to an extreme way, So they have to support their body equally well, or even better, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to nutrients, deficiencies, and so on, we did such a good job together to support her health, and then it showed on many different. We just worked on those foundational aspects of health, and it really helped with many other aspects. So, for example, skin health, right? This was something that she was struggling with.
Danny was?
Yeah, and people usually think about skin health to put some cream on themselves or something. And sure, sometimes, I mean, that's an aspect, but we fixed it internally, like from inside out, right? So we fixed it through nutrients, then through hormones, hormonal balance. That was a consequence of just healthy lifestyle and well-supported body. And it showed in such a, kind of superficial. What I want to say, like the thing that you see right away.
What was wrong with your skin?
I mean, it wasn't just as great as it is right now. Yeah, you could see that. She was struggling with some sort of.
Like acne, pimples.
Yeah, some condition, and then we fixed it completely without some sort of like how you usually would think of that. Like people think they have to go to the dermatologist or maybe do some intervention on top of their
Just
skin.
more cleaning and more cleaning.
But often it's connected to your gut health. It's connected to some maybe food sensitivities. Maybe it's connected to some other aspect of your lifestyle that influence your hormones. That's a huge one, right? So yeah, with her, we look at her now. It's perfect. Yeah.
I think that's a great topic. Can you talk more about it? Because I think this will resonate with a lot of people. This thing about how you help to fix your skin issue. So what did you guys exactly do? What was kind of step one?
Right. Step one was blood work.
The blood work.
Sure. Right, to check it. And what's the story? And I remember it was quite early in my process of learning all this. So I worked with Institute of Health, and we worked together, and back then I really needed help to really understand the blood work. So I would sit together with the whole group of other practitioners like myself and the teacher herself, and she would take us step by step through analyzing the blood work, how to do it, right? And I remember her looking at this and saying that this person is chronically malnourished.
Yeah.
Right, and you know, Daniel, okay, she was a vegetarian for many years. So that's an aspect that for sure influenced that, yeah, because certain diets, I mean, it's controversial, many people want to think differently, but if you look at the blood work, vegetarian diet in the long run often leads to developing deficiencies. And so, yeah, we analyzed the blood work, we seen where the blind spots, where's the missing aspects of health, and we started to support that. But it went together with nutrition change, lifestyle change, mindset change as well. That was a huge one. Understand, like if you come from a background of, for example, professional dancer, right? Then you know how much pressure they have when it comes to looking in a certain way, like the body composition. For Dani, that was huge, that she would eat too little to look in a certain way, but it turned out that actually by eating more and a bit increasing metabolism for that, she would look even better, So she would eat more, she would be training more, being stronger, not being afraid of nutritious food,
Yeah.
Actually, she stopped being vegetarian, and altogether it led to improving her nutrients, improving her deficiencies, and then performing better, looking better. Her body composition improved without, eating less.
So you guys discovered this through the blood panel?
That's how it started, yeah. But it's not only the blood panel; it's the blood panel plus the subjective information about their life.
I like the point you made. You have access to other practitioners.
Yeah.
So when one goes through this journey with you, sometimes you tap into these practitioners.
I mean, if I don't know what to do, I will not be pretending I do. Right? It's important. I'm trying to be as honest as it takes, because sometimes I cannot help a person. Then I would say, well, you have to go. I have to refer you out to a doctor. Sometimes, for example, I'm not I'm not a doctor. I don't practice medicine. So if there is an issue in the blood work that requires actual intervention of a doctor, and I see that, of course I refer out. I don't try to overstep, right? But where I was going with that, I forgot a little bit.
I was mentioning how
The panel.
I didn't know that you had access to all these other practitioners.
If I don't know something, I have to ask others. Yeah? And of course, information is quite available these days, so you can cross-check it with AI. I use a lot of AI in my work to understand things and to cross-check and search. But of course, you don't rely on that. You cannot rely on AI yet, 100%. Yeah? So I check it with what I learn from practitioners, from other actual doctors, from other functional medicine practitioners. So the most of it I learned from Institute of Health, but at this point I learned from all sorts of different sources. I also learned how to learn through the process. So I check the actual scientific research, I try to understand it, I try to draw conclusions. Often I help myself with AI to understand the really complicated research that is out there. But after all, you just add it on to the bigger picture, to your experience. And sometimes I still need to ask other people, because there's so many things. I mean, the health is such a topic, right?
Unlimited, right?
I have no answers for everything, but if I'm not coming up with some stories. I just say, okay, I have to check with others.
Yeah, the topic about AI is interesting. So what would you tell people who would say, what if I took a blood test and then I just threw it into ChatGPT?
Yeah.
What would you tell people who did that?
Yeah, I would say whatever.
Like, why would I need SES
Right.
if I already have ChatGPT to tell me about what my blood panel tells me?
So I would say like this: whatever your profession, or maybe something that you really know about well is, try to talk to ChatGPT about that and see what's the difference really.
Still very general, right?
I mean, it is, right? So if you ask ChatGPT to write up a training program for you, right? I've done that as well, of course. And yeah, it comes up with certain ideas, but is it a great training program? No, it's not. Yeah? It simply is not. Experience at this point and being a person in the body that experience being a human at this point beats the, you know, the AI's capacity.
The advice from AI.
Yeah.
The advice
And
from
my
ChatGPT.
assumption too is like, because you know, I've gone through your process, so it's not just that blood work, but it's the subjective questions and all the other things that we're going to have more context, right?
Right.
Because you know,
But
I don't think that's
another thing is even the blood work itself. I check it too with AI sometimes to cross-check it,
Yeah.
you know, to have a different point of view, maybe some specific question.
Mhm.
But it's such a wide topic. There's
Mhm.
there's so much data, yeah, that AI at this point cannot really tell you what is relevant to this person's life at this point. What are the it can give you an information which I also use about one particular marker, but it doesn't connect the patterns so well yet. And also it happens that you check something and based on experience you know it's not true because it happens sometimes. I get the tech and I'm just like, but listen, this is not true, this is simply false. The truth is different or whatever. And it would say, oh yes, I'm sorry, that's right, that's correct, you're completely right.
It even says
Like-
at the bottom that ChatGPT is not the
Right.
not always correct.
Right. So of course I'm not always correct either, but I also just take the accountability and just try again and check and find the solution and so on. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a very useful tool. I use it myself. Unfortunately, it's not reliable yet when it comes to such a complex topic as our health.
Yeah, and I think what it can't do is have a panel of actual practitioners
Yeah.
that also have the experience and all that knowledge,
I'm-
first-hand knowledge. So
That's the hive mind, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
all exchange ideas, we talk, and also even the aspect of just like talking to a person after this program that we deliver, right? We have a consultation and we
Mhm.
just talk, and it's like, you know, more personal aspects of one's life.
Yeah.
You know? AI will not tell you how to navigate that well, often. Yeah? How to keep showing up for yourself, how to be motivated continuously. Of course, you can get a general advice about how to do it, but it's different than meeting your coach and your coach asking, how is it going, you know?
Mm.
So that's the aspect that is not, you cannot replicate it yet.
So tell us about the program then. I know you have several programs.
Right.
But,
Oh, wait, before we go to the programs,
Mm.
I think I wanted to highlight a topic
Yeah.
that I want to share as well. And I hear people talking about it.
Mhm.
Gut health.
Mm.
I don't know if everyone knows what gut health is. I actually don't know what gut health is.
But I, yeah.
But I feel it's a topic that people will care about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or if people don't know about it, this will help educate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you talk about what gut health is and
Yeah.
why it's important?
Sure. So, gut health is a huge topic. Again, there are so many aspects to it, but in a certain way, we all experience that, right? Every day we eat food. Every day we go to the bathroom. Hopefully, maybe not, but that's already a symptom of gut health. And so we experience extracting energy from food. That's basically what it comes down to, right? And unfortunately, modern life has so many different demands and so many different things that can happen, can go wrong, and then it influences all sorts of different levels of our health. So for example, we mentioned energy levels before, right? If your gut health is poor and you keep eating the food, and food could be great quality and everything, but let's say your digestion is really bad, you have low stomach acid, you're always in a sympathetic mode of performing and just going, and you have no time to relax, rest and digest, potentially you may not be actually getting the nutrients out of the food that you're consuming, right? So it goes through you, yes, but you're actually not absorbing stuff, minerals, vitamins, and so on. And then in the long run, you may develop deficiencies. And then you would say, okay, so I have deficiencies, so I just pop a supplement and it should be fine. but there is an underlying issue when it comes to your gut health that we have to fix. Because if not, you will be potentially like kind of chasing your own tail all the time, like trying to do something, but without fixing the root cause of it. Yeah? So often gut health is something like that, that it's a root cause of a lot of different issues. A lot of different things are correlated to that. You know, energy levels, sure, but it can lead to hormonal imbalances, poor gut health. It could lead to thyroid conditions, it's often related to that. There's so many different things. And you know, we live in Southeast Asia, in Vietnam. There's so many different things that can happen here, like bacteria, some parasites, you know, pathogens, all sorts of different things. I think everyone living here experienced some sort of a gut-related issue at some point, right? I mean,
Talking about food poisoning?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard.
Running to
yeah.
the toilet every.
It's hard to
Yeah, yeah.
avoid, you know. And if you experience something like that, sometimes you can come back to a normal, and it's great. But sometimes it throws you off, and you never feel the same, and you have to dig deeper and understand what could potentially be happening. Do you still have some sort of bacteria, for example? Do you have dysbiosis? Your like microbiome completely thrown off by the amount of antibiotics that you took in your life. Yeah. So all those different things.
What do your clients? Is there like a common like pattern with people when you do the blood panel, like your findings? Is there something common that everyone has?
Deficiencies are very common.
Okay.
So the ones that I mentioned before,
Yeah.
vitamin D, B complex, magnesium, those are like very easy things that we can all do to support our health. And usually it's a good bet that you need it. But then, no, there's quite a lot of different things happening. So again, it's very individualized. I tend to apparently have quite some thyroid issues. I mean, a lot of people have some sort of thyroid condition.
What's a thyroid?
Thyroid, well, it's a gland in your body that is influencing your metabolism a lot. And yeah, there is a lot of different things that can happen.
That's what our friend Brad has, right?
Yeah.
We shouldn't talk about it.
Okay.
Sorry, Brad.
Sorry, Brad.
You know,
Brad doesn't have a thyroid issue.
we all have thyroid,
Yeah.
but we don't all have issues with that. But
So what is? Yeah, sorry.
By the way.
So we have to cut that out.
Yeah,
So
but
what is? Sorry, just repeating. What is a thyroid?
well, thyroid is a gland, and it's
Gland.
yeah, it's a gland in your body responsible for your metabolism and basically a lot of different. Actually, it's so complex. It has so many different consequences in your body, but you need hormones that are dependent on your thyroid health. And if your thyroid health is not optimal, you may experience all sorts of different issues like low energy, weight gain, you know, hair loss, skin issues, you name it. Yeah? And yeah, it's apparently quite a condition that is more and more, I don't want to say popular, but well, we can see it more often.
Yeah, I've been hearing this term more and more, but
Yeah.
I just don't actually never spent the time to
Yeah.
Google or research what that word actually means.
Yeah, it's a very complex issue to have, depending on what conditions you have. You can have Hashimoto, you can have just thyroid. Yeah, it's just the name of.
It's a jiu-jitsu move. Hashimoto.
It's a name of an autoimmune condition. Yeah, actually, not funny at all. It's a pain in the ass to have it. I mean, it's a whole journey, and but you can have just thyroid deficiencies. If you keep pushing through life all the time, you know, when it comes to, I don't know, business, lifestyle, relationships, you just keep pushing, and demanding a lot of your body will have to naturally kind of compensate and get used to that, right? And slow down. Maybe your metabolism can go a little bit lower, yeah? Because it's a protective mechanism in your body. Sometimes it ends up that your thyroid is suffering because of that in the long run, yeah? Gut health often leads to thyroid issues. And you know, if you start learning about it and you start digging deeper, it turns out that modern medicine knows a lot, but it also doesn't know a lot. We still learn. We're still learning about all of this, yeah?
So you can help, I guess, okay, so blood panel, and then you can see if we have a problem with, you might find out we have a thyroid problem or
That
a
could be an issue.
a gut problem,
Could be.
and from there you can offer some sort of nutrition advice.
I mean, yes. So firstly, we try to understand where is this coming from? What aspect of it, how we got here, right? What could lead to this? And of course, I don't know exactly, but we try to understand together, right? We talk and we try to understand what's your nutrition, what's your lifestyle, what's your relationships, what is your training like? What are the demands of your life that could lead to this situation? And sometimes if it's a serious thyroid issue, I would have to refer you out. You have to go to the doctors and talk to them. And of course, I can support you with lifestyle, nutrition, certain supplements, maybe some deficiencies and fixing that. It's all very relevant and then. But you also have to have a medical support. Yeah?
Got it.
But yeah, all those things are visible in your blood, could be visible in your blood. Yeah.
Blueprint.
Blueprint.
Sorry, back to your question about blueprint.
Blueprint.
So, yeah.
So I guess,
You want me to ask it or do you want to just go
Well, I
into it?
guess we can get into his. Let's. I think that was great.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot about functional medicine. I think maybe that's enough info for everyone to.
I mean, it's a lot, you know, and
It's a lot.
when you start understanding that, the main takeaway is that you see, oh wow, there's so many aspects to it, you know.
Yeah.
It influences things as, superficial as body composition. I mean, some people want to look better, this could be a thing. But it could be also about your health, it could be about your energy levels, it could be about the quality of your life. So it gets very deep. And how you relate to it personally, it's really individual. You
Yeah.
look at it and you're like, wow, functional medicine, what could it do for me? Where can I benefit from that? And that's why, by the way, maybe I can connect it here, that's why we came up with this offering for Primal clients, that everyone can have a consultation with me and we can talk about it. We can start this conversation, right? So if you guys want, you can contact me through Primal and we can make an appointment to just meet up and chat. What could this mean for you? Yeah.
Correct.
And right, and based on that, we came up also with this offering for Primal that one of my packages, which is the Health Blueprint package, which is the whole program designed by me that is based on your blood work, and it includes blood work, right? It's based on your lifestyle. It involves nutrition, lifestyle recommendations, sometimes training recommendations in this context through Primal as well. We try to look at all the moving parts of your life and your health and try to put it together in a program that could improve your health or support your health. Yeah? And yeah, it's based on blood work and it's based on Health Blueprint questionnaire, which is like a quite extensive questionnaire that you have to fill in, and it's a kind of a platform to start the conversation, right? So you fill in the questionnaire by yourself, it takes around probably minimum half an hour. After that, I take it and we talk and we try to figure out how to do it the best so we can support
I think
you.
that's what TK and I went through, your
Yeah.
blueprint program.
Yeah.
So I guess, in the video we'll show what this questionnaire is somewhere around here.
Yeah.
And also we can share, if it's okay, we'll share what
you
SES
get.
actually gives us, because we get this link.
Yeah.
It's got all this info about what SES's findings are just from this blood work.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I put it all together into a website that you can use, and you can see all your results, all the relevant information, the findings from the blood work, and then what can we do about those findings, right? So, okay, you don't have energy, let's say, so what can we do to fix that, right? And then supplements, nutrition, lifestyle recommendations, because if someone doesn't have energy but they keep pushing all the time, well, then one of the recommendations will be, how about we slow down for a moment, find some sort of practices that could support this slowing down. Maybe instead of pushing another high intensity interval training, maybe you'll benefit from, I don't know, let's say some more parasympathetic intervention, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we do that. And I do it through many different ways of delivery later on, but the main thing is we have a consultation, we talk through the program that later on you have access to.
Yeah. So so as Cez was mentioning, his blueprint plan with all of our members, Cez is going to offer the consultation, and if you are interested after your conversation with Cez and you want to move forward with this plan, Cez is offering the blood test at no additional charge.
Right.
Is that correct?
So you guys
Yeah.
have a super good offer for Primal, that you get the blood work included in the price of the blueprint.
That's right.
Right.
And then and
This is-
the difference is if you're not a part of Primal, then this would be an additional charge.
Yeah, and it's not little. Yeah, it's like minimum $100.
$100 for the blood panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you save $100 just by joining through Primal,
Mm-hmm.
which is a super good offer.
Yeah, agreed.
Just so you know. And another thing is we start with a general blood panel. I mean it's a quite extensive one already.
Yeah, it's super
diamond-
extensive. I think we'll share it to people, like we'll glance through it so they'll see this
Right.
crazy all this data, which I don't understand at all. But
Right.
good
So
thing-
there is like a lot of information there. We can go probably only from that. There is a chance that one person would need a little bit more in the particular case. So for example, we mentioned this thyroid, we have a general thyroid markers there, but if that showed something that we would have to investigate further, maybe a person would need to get a little bit more insight and go through more particular blood markers, right? And this would be of additional charge for a particular person, but we start with this general view.
Right.
And often we don't have to do anything more, that's enough.
That's the starting point.
Yeah, and we start from there.
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it's great because you also just overcome this, another objection of basically getting the blood work and paying for it. It's quite expensive. Actually, we live in Vietnam, and in Vietnam it's still way cheaper than in the West. Yeah? If you go to America, for example, or Europe, it's way more expensive there. So we have kind of an opportunity here to check those things a little bit.
Yeah, I actually, so just a comparison for people watching, your blueprint plan, you charge $4.99, and it's a 90-day program, and we went through this, and
Let's reverse.
Oh.
It is not 90-day program, right?
Oh, sorry.
So the blueprint is actually the program that you take, and it's not a 90-day coaching program. Yeah? You just get the program, and you have the consultation with me, and we talk through the program. After that, you follow it by yourself. Yeah?
yes,
So
and you're there for any,
I mean, I'm there. You can always contact me. We can chat and everything, but it's not that I hold your hand through the whole process
Right.
as I do with the 90-day package.
I
It's
see.
a different thing.
And how about the WhatsApp group chats, the weekly
Oh yeah,
newsletter?
we are connected through WhatsApp group.
And if I want to book an appointment with you,
Yeah, it's easy.
so I took Cez's blueprint plan, and just to give people kind of a benchmark comparison, it was $4.99, and through this plan, we had one afterwards, after Cez does his assessment, we had this one meeting, I forgot it was an hour or two, and you just walked me through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's quite a lot to digest, but essentially you give me a supplements plan, you give me a nutrients plan, and you share to me how I have to walk through this over the next, I forget, how many days did I do this for?
I mean, the general starting point I always aim for is around 90 days.
Yeah.
So you start with something, and of course it's a health journey. It never ends. I mean, it ends once only. Yeah. But before that, we just try to learn and set some foundations so
Right.
we keep going.
So-
And then before, at some point, it's good to recheck how is it going, right? To take another blood test and check what's the situation now. So the minimum time that I advise this, like to wait and actually work on something, is this 90 days.
Right, so then.
After that, you recheck.
And I was part of Cez's WhatsApp group chat with other people, and Cez sent me weekly emails. There's like a newsletter,
Right.
and always checking in with me on whether I need to book an appointment, if I want to talk through anything. So that's what SES provided. So I did something, actually, no, I didn't do it myself. My cousin did it in North America,
Right.
10X Health.
Yeah.
Just for the consultation and the blood test, the total was about 1,600 USD. And the servicing, I would say, was half the servicing that SES provided. And we did a comparison. I had the video recordings of the conversation, and it was nowhere in comparison.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, you know, sometimes at those early stages of a business and also the passion of a person, you actually tend to get a very good deal because
Yeah.
it's passion driven.
Mm.
So I'm really like into this stuff, and I started to learn Chinese medicine maybe 5 years ago. So relatively, I'm quite new to it. At the same time, as mentioned, I used, other resources and other people's experience to get to where I'm now and so on. But what I want to say is that you get a good deal. Initially, it's the best deal. People do it for a long time. In the West, it's kind of more established, the functional medicine in general, health coaching and so on. And it's a huge business like anything else. And yeah, it's expensive. And here in Vietnam, you have a chance to get it cheaper, simply.
Yeah, aside from the price differences, it was 3 times more expensive. Two, I felt it was just not as personalized. It's like you have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they give you an assessment. The assessment is basically a 2-page Word document. And then they just email you that.
Yeah.
But then you have to book a time for someone to walk you through it.
Yeah.
And that's another couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the person you're talking to is some blood lab technician, is not an actual functional medicine practitioner. So I think, so that's why I say the servicing wasn't as good. And I'm paying triple the amount, whereas with SES, you have SES, you get SES.
I mean,
directly.
I don't, I'm focusing on all those different aspects. So blood work is just one of the aspects. Actually, the mission is to support health.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so all the other aspects are so important too. And
Right.
yeah, we connect all those things together. And then there is the relationship that we develop. We talk, we understand each other, and it leads to certain later on changes potentially in your life and so on. It gets personal, we get to know each other and work together on something as personal as health. I mean, it's
Yeah, and again, in the comparison, I felt it was very transactional with the 10X Health system plan that they had, whereas with you, it's more of a relationship. So I think that's the big value that you get.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would recommend this to anybody that's serious about leveling up their health. And like, for me also, like, I always felt healthy. Just more in the past few years, because I think I've taken my fitness and health more serious, especially with like the working out and just having access to Primal, things like that. So, but after doing the blood tests, it actually gave me peace of mind, because it did, SES did tell me that I had a great blood work, and I was like, you know what, it made me feel good, and also just kind of reaffirmed that the things that I'm doing from working out, or even some of the things I've been eating, has led to this, and it all is connected.
I mean,
All of it.
you don't want to, if you have certain symptoms, you experience something in your body, it's definitely high time to start taking care of your health.
Yes.
No doubt. It's never too early, right? But at the same time, when everything is great, it's also nice to check before things
anything
go wrong, right?
Yep.
You don't want to start taking care of your health when you need to.
Yeah.
No, you start before you need to, then you don't need to, and that's really not so difficult. I mean, it's preventative care, right?
Yeah.
There is this saying that you don't start digging the well when you get thirsty.
Yeah.
You have to think before that, and this is what you do with taking care of your health.
Last plan you have is the supplements plan. So right, there's the blueprint plan at $4.99, and then the supplements plan for those that just want a assessment analysis of their blood work, so that you
Right.
can provide them a nutrition recommendation.
Right.
and then off they go. And that comes at what you told me was $250,
Right.
which includes the blood test as well.
So this is the kind of low ticket offer. This is the easy
Easy entry.
easy entry, yeah? Because not everyone is ready to change everything potentially in their life, lifestyle and everything. And to be honest, I don't like that. I wish everyone was ready to do that. Because our health is worth it. But not everyone is. Sometimes we have other priorities, especially professional pursuits. I see this is something that people just are focused on. And I don't want to just tell them to, just go away, right? I still want to offer something. So we offer this supplement recommendation based on the blood work. And it's just that, right? So we don't get to sit down and discuss all the different levels of your health. We don't get to do this whole nutrition, lifestyle, mindset, training, all those aspects. We just give you the list of supplements and why based on your blood work. That's it. Yeah? And sometimes, it can make a positive impact in people's life. So if someone is experienced, let's say, mood swings and just low mood, maybe even something that resembles depression or something like that, right? Sometimes it's as simple as magnesium deficiency, and they start taking magnesium and they feel so much better, right? So sometimes supplements are a good thing, and I want to have this offering because a lot of people want just that. Do I think it's optimal? No, I think there are other aspects of your health.
It's a great first step, though.
It could be a first step. Yeah? When you start taking supplements, sometimes you just realize that, oh wow, I feel better. Oh wow, taking care of your health improves your life. Oh wow, I want even more. I want to understand myself and my health better. And then you take another step, and it could be the health blueprint. Yeah? And of course, if you want even more than that, there are offerings for that too. You can get like a more intense experience, a full coaching, and then we would meet regularly for 90 days, and that's another offering that I have. But for now, for Primal, we're focusing on the supplements, the first step, the easiest option. Or if you're more serious about it all, you get the whole thing, the health blueprint.
Cool. Thanks, Cez.
Yeah,
I think that's about it. Yeah. Is there anything else we should cover?
I think it's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think we have caught everything. Maybe just to end, I think, last message to everybody. I think, thanks, Cez. I think we want to highlight Cez because I'm a believer, and we want to support you, and we want to share this to our members because we think it's very beneficial and of value. For people to know about this. So very actively supporting and wanting to promote what you do with everybody. And of course, and our relationship as well.
Yeah, well,
we've got a relationship together too, and we want to support your business.
Yeah, I want to support your business as well.
Yeah,
I think, healthy clients for Primal means more people enjoying the healthy lifestyle, working out, learning things like jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
This is a serious demand for the body, right? You guys know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy, right? So you have to support your body, and I believe in what I'm doing. I do it to my best of my abilities, and I see what it does to people's life. I mean, it helps. It helped me in my life. And so, yeah, I hope Primal clients can enjoy that.
Yeah, so I guess if you want to get deeper into your body and what's going on, make sure you let us know that you want to have a chat with Cez, and we can help set that up, and we'll connect directly to Cez. Or you can find your way to connect with Cez directly for those who already know him.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Awake Strong. You can find me on my website, awakestronghealthcoaching.com. You can find me through Primal. So if you come to Primal and ask about this, they will direct you right to me.
Yeah.
And
And if you're a Primal member, you get that deal. You'll get that blood panel at no additional charge.
Yeah, it's a great deal, for the best deal I've got for Primal members. So if you're a Primal member, you benefit from that. And if you're not, well, it's worth considering.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say? Any last words?
I mean, I guess I would just wrap up by saying.
Something about Cez.
Well, I want to say thank you to Cez because he's definitely helped me to kind of level up my overall health over the past year, especially now that, you know, I'm in my 40s, you know, so my goal is definitely to continue to have this energy that people know me for. And, you know, in the past year, last year, I did 3 half marathons, a full marathon. I've been getting into BJJ, so we're putting a lot of demand on our body, you know, because we love working out. I think it's a great way to start the day. But I also want to balance that with better nutrition, better supplements to make sure that the things I might be deficient in, I'm doing better. I feel amazing right now, and I want to say thank you. Thank you to you, thank you to Primal, and I love the community here, and I hope that we can all continue to support each other, and I hope to see other Primal members joining the program here with Cez, and then you know, we can all kind of hold each other accountable. I think that's important.
Agreed. Okay, thanks, Cez.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope everyone enjoys this and learns something from this.
Yeah. I see you all in Primal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.